Okay, hey guys, welcome back to Whatever Comes to Mind podcast. I'm Heaven. This is
Jared, Cam.
and today we're going to talk about how religion, in particular Christianity, has affected and will continue to affect Black people. But first, tell them why they should listen to you. Tell them about yourself a bit.
My name is Jared, and I go to UMSL. I'm a sophomore sport management major, and I'm big into my faith, and I love my people.
Okay, Cam.
So I'm Cameron. I definitely attend UMSL, and I'm a sophomore, and also attend sports management as my major as well. And I'm definitely a person that's bright-minded, and I'm a people's person. So, yeah.
Okay, so how do you think Christians are able to reconcile, Black Christians in particular, are able to reconcile with their faith, knowing the history of racism that's tied to Christianity?
I feel like with kind of with Black people, it's like a different type of Christianity with them. So I don't really think that they are. Wait, what's that? Like, it's weird how I said that.
No. That's true because if you can tell by even the music. In Black Christian music, it's like, thank you, God, you are the best. White Christian music is like, I'm the worst, and you should have been killed me. And so it is a difference between Black Christianity and white Christianity.
Yeah, if you just look at let's say you go to a Black church, you feel the movement up in there. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not. Well, I can't really say it wouldn't be the same in a white church because I haven't attended one, but you could just
all the white people that attend Black churches do. That's
right.
What they say.
So exactly. So you feel like the difference. Like you feel that God is there, like His presence. You know what I'm saying? So that's my take on it.
All right. So my opinion, I am very passionate on who preaches the word of God, and in my opinion, when I go to a different church, sometimes I don't feel it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been to a different church that I haven't been going to, and like, it just really just didn't feel like anything. You know what I'm saying? So, from my experiences, like,
do you think that from your part that's a form of idolatry that you have towards your preacher? Because I do notice that a lot, that people be like, he's not preaching it correctly, or she's not doing it right, but the word of God is the word of God. So that will hold true and steadfast regardless of who's preaching it. So I think a lot of people suffer from idolatry towards their preachers.
Yeah, I understand that. In the Bible, God says that you're not supposed to go by feeling all the time, because once you don't have that feeling anymore, then you will probably just stop having the type of greed of it. You know what I'm saying? So I think, in my opinion, that I shouldn't be taking that feeling. So I might as well just continue to stick with my own church.
Okay, but how do you think that the history of racism in Christianity, how do you think that how do you deal with that while staying in your faith? How does that make you feel about your faith, if anything at all?
It don't really make me feel like anything. I don't feel like a type of way. For real.
I would just say that once again, Christianity was used in times where racism were really popular, like slavery. You know what I'm saying? It was used in times like that, and that's how people came together, have community, build stronger morals with each other, and it was just used to for us. So I know it's some racism tied to it, like you said, but on the back end of that, we had our own Christianity, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and also the scriptures that the slave owners were using to justify slavery toward in Christianity, it's always it's always taken out of context. That was during the time it was written, they were under Roman captivity, so almost everyone was enslaved. So when they said obey your masters, doctors were slaves. Everyone almost was a slave. So it's really contextual. So and you also, to me, you have to be use your brain and use your heart. Well, Jesus agreed with this practice, and when you read Matthew, Luke, Mark, and John, you will see that this was not something that how it was used and what he would have agreed with. So that's
and the Bible also says that all men are created equal as well.
So what does Christianity, from what you've seen, what does Christianity mean to the different generations of Black people?
I think that certain people, like certain worldly people, they think that they are Christians just because they go to church or just because they pray, and then they either go to a club or a party and they do all these necessary things like smoking and drinking and all those type of things, and then the day after or the day before they go to church when that's not the case, you know. So you are not a Christian just because you go to church or you pray.
Okay. Well, to you, what makes someone a Christian?
One more time.
But to you, Cameron, what makes someone a Christian?
You know, having a good relationship with God and knowing the word and actually know who God is.
Yeah. Do you think that just because they go to clubs that they don't have a good relationship with God?
I mean, well, in my opinion, I don't think you should be going to clubs because you are surrounding yourself with a lot of bad things and a lot of loud music. You know, it's really just the.
Is it because it's loud, or is it because it's like secular?
I mean, it depends on what. Well, all clubs has loud music, so I think it's like the stuff that you listen to and the stuff you surround yourself with. You know what I'm saying? Because this generation nowadays is loud music. It's a lot of smoking, a lot of drinking, and stuff like that. So I think that in general that it's just bad to go to clubs.
Okay. Yeah, but I think when you get to that type of stuff, you kind of start to sound like as judgmental as a Pharisee, because now you're doing what
everybody else is doing.
Yeah, because like a good thing, like a common thing that people say is like Christians, or there's no hate like Christian love, and Christians are the most judgmental people. Mm-hmm. And I think that what you said is like an example of that is because we as humans do not have the jurisdiction to decide. Like, there's nothing about what you're doing now or what you're doing at the club that I can clearly say is affecting your relationship with God.
Right.
Now, it is clearly things that's like ungodly, but that's not for you, me, or him to decide. Right. But yeah. So how do you think what does Christianity mean to different generations? Like, how have you seen that like evolution?
Well, just to piggyback off what he said, just to like comment on what he said, because I was going to say that just because somebody in the club or something like that don't mean I know their relationship with God. Everybody has their own different relationship with God. So
true.
I mean, but as far as different generations, I know just like with my grandmas and great grandmas and stuff like that, we were like forced to go to church.
Yeah.
We were forced
and you gotta dress up.
Easter, you know what I'm saying? So stuff like that. And it just seemed like it kind of like relaxed a little bit, like in the time.
Because I think they stop focusing less on tradition and more on the actual relationship. So when you stop focusing on the things that, like, humans say, obviously everyone, even the people that wrote the Bible are human, right? But humans say you need to dress up to go to church. Mm-hmm. But God said it's a relationship between me and you. Mm-hmm. So it's like once you stop focusing on like how you look and things like that, and once you start to just focus on what's actually important, it'll appear like more relaxed and less stressed because you're focusing on the spiritual and not the physical. Yeah.
To add on to it, you know, despite all the times where people go to the clubs, even outside the clubs, you know, people really like listen and are terribly influenced. Like they surround themselves with a lot of bad people, nowadays, and I feel like it really starts from the household, but the mom and dad can't control what your kid do outside the household, you know what I'm saying? So I think that the kids nowadays are terribly influenced.
Okay, speaking of households, do you think, and you can answer this when he's done, do you think the households that are raised within the faith or out the faith, like, do you see a stark difference between how the children act?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you still thinking? You can answer.
I'm gonna say yeah. Well, it's like 50-50 because sometimes like people be like raised in that faith and then still go the other way.
True.
But then other times you can tell like when somebody I mean, it ain't even really like with them being raised by faith, but somebody who got a mama that don't play, you can see that you can just see that translate throughout their whole life. You know what I'm saying? How they interact with people, how they talk with people, and how they how they show compassion for people. But with the faith thing is you can also see like the difference between that because I know that my people, like my friends and stuff, who were raised in like strong religious homes and stuff like that, they're like more like disciplined with stuff. Like you know what I'm saying, like schoolwork, like their relationship with God, disconnecting from social media, or like doing things that are like seen as like being more disciplined.
I try to stay off Instagram and stuff.
I want you to know that only half of your body is on the
screen.
I was just gonna say. Like I was saying, I try to stay off Instagram because Instagram is just a bad influence in my opinion. It's nothing but distractions,
Yeah, it is, but that's the function of it. Like that's what it's supposed to be. So when people complain about it, it's like the app is made to garner our attention and make money off of it.
Right.
So when people complain about it, it's like you do not that's its purpose. So it's like why are you using the app and then complaining that it's working?
I understand.
Like that's my thing.
I understand.
And we know that it's fake. Like because you have to take that picture, edit it, caption it. So it's like, yes, it can be detrimental, but you shouldn't let this app that's 2 gigabytes on your phone be consuming your mind.
That's why I go back to that discipline as well, because I mean I feel like that no one should let an app consume them. You can be on Instagram as much as you want, but don't let it consume you. You still need to know how to disconnect and like break away from things like that. Let's go back to that discipline.
That's good. So how do you like if you had to give the 5 steps or whatever steps to disconnecting from social media, like what would you?
I don't know, because growing up, my mom didn't really let us go, like, be on social media all the time. Like, we had, like, reduced times and stuff. Like, we were forced to go outside and stuff like that. Yeah. And then, like, it didn't make it no better.
Instagram the new outside.
Like, what?
It definitely is,
And it didn't make it no better, like middle school and high school and stuff. I was just playing all these sports. So I'm like, I really don't need this. Like, now I go on there and I be cracking up at some stuff, but I just don't let it consume me. I always know that I have another goal or something more important than what's on my phone. So, I mean, I really couldn't give no advice on giving like steps to disconnect to it, but it's just you gotta if you know you got something that you need to be working to, something gotta go, and if it's dead, let it go.
Yeah, because you only have your cup can only hold so much. So if you want something, you have to give something up because scales balance.
Mm-hmm. It's true. I think that like it's a way of influence, but 80% is that it's influencing people in a bad way. Because if you really think about it, like the stuff that you look at, most of that stuff doesn't even matter.
But you think 80% of Instagram is bad influence?
I think, but my thing is you're letting it be a bad influence. Because listen,
every company. How am I letting it be a bad influence?
Because you're letting it take over you. No, you not you as in Cameron.
Okay.
You as in the general public. Because it's every company's its own Instagram job to try to persuade you to buy something. Right. It's not their fault. Well, it is their fault because that's what they're trying to do. It's not their fault that you're only hooked on the toxic gossip of World Star.
Right.
Because every company is trying to be as big as them. Mm-hmm. It's your fault that you're more susceptible to it, and it's like your job, and depending on how old you are, your parents' job to help protect you from that. Right. But to blame the algorithm, mm-hmm. that's his job. It's a robot. Its job is to try to, I want to click on this ad. I want to stay on here longer. Like that's what its purpose is. And sometimes for some people, their feed is 95% positive because that's what they engage in. Mm-hmm. But to the algorithm, 95% positive and 95% negative to them or to it is the same purpose because you still got the 8 hours of screen time. And that's what it's trying to get.
So do you think that 9% of your feed is positive? Like every time you go on Instagram and you scroll on the shorts, you think everything you look at is positive? No,
but it's not his job to be positive. It's his job. I'm amused and I'm intrigued by 75% of what Instagram shows me. But that's because
that's almost the whole thing though.
But that's how it's supposed to be. It's an algorithm. It's like she like this, now let's show her more of it. So that's how it's supposed to work.
Ain't gonna
I
lie.
understand.
My like reels and stuff just be popping up with random stuff. So
Mine too.
When I say like, again, going back to that discipline, you gotta know how to disconnect from that, and then also like pages like the Shade Room.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's Spiritual World or something like that, World Star. I don't follow all them pages because they're supposed to be for black people, but I always see them belittling black people. So
Yeah.
Terrible.
My thing is you have to have discipline and discernment. That's when your discernment comes in because
That's all I asked for.
what did you say?
I said that's what I'm asking for.
For like personally or like for like who are
No,
you asking?
I'm asking God.
Oh yeah. Okay.
oh,
Okay. How do you think like the white Western view on like manhood and womanhood affects African Americans? Basically, like I guess I'm asking also about the patriarchy. Whoever wants to tackle that first.
Ask that question one more time.
How do you think the white Western view on womanhood and manhood affects African Americans?
I'm gonna let him take this one.
I need you to like explain it to me.
So the things that
Like, what's a white Western? Like, what do you classify as a white Western?
Like men should, like the denial of emotions and all of that, and like the woman's role and like the picture.
Oh, okay.
Like the thing, like the standards of which we should behave.
I don't know.
Which we African Americans didn't follow until we got here.
That's a good question.
Like growing up, I really didn't see much of that. Like, you know, so you saying like the man work and the woman stay at the house?
Yeah, like what? Yeah.
So growing up, I didn't see much of that. My mom and my dad worked. Like, they both got to it. So,
yeah, but only the women. But that's like the stereotype of it. But like statistically, once World War II started and women were able to work.
Mm-hmm.
So we talking about right now, right?
Yeah, like how do you think, like the standards of let me ask this: how do you think what a man should act like affects you in your day-to-day life? Like how society views manhood. I feel like that's an easier question.
Like, what do you like? Okay, what do you mean by that? Because like, there's ways to that.
What's something that you don't like about the expectation of being a man? What's something that you think is not fair that you should not have to do?
Let me see.
I wouldn't say not have to do, but
Or at least expected to do.
like, you know, women be like expecting like respect and stuff from you. You know, like they want you to be like real respectful when you talk to when you talk to them and stuff like that. But then they talk to you like they're crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I was just gonna say that.
I don't know. It's like I don't know how to really explain it because I will always talk to people with respect. But you know, some females can really. I know you like.
Yeah, but that's like a song because like the stats show that like when men and women talk to each other, men take up like 80% of the airspace. Like that's an exaggeration, but they talk more, and then like women are taught to just be more timid. Like, but no, what you're talking about does happen, but that's not like that's a microcosm. That's not like how it is as like women in general.
Okay, boundaries. Let's talk about that. Boundaries. So, what I don't like is when a female or a woman.
So, time out. What's the difference between?
Can you let me?
No, listen. Because
let me say
because why are you making a distinction between female and woman when you're not talking about something that's biological? That doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
So, are you going to talk about like unless you're talking about reproduction or sex organs, female doesn't. And I want to say this to you too. Female doesn't fit in that sentence because you're talking about something that women do as a social group and not something that's biologically happening. But
okay. So go ahead and say what you gotta say.
I never.
No, you go. You say what you
what I had to say didn't really matter for real.
No, you want to talk about women and boundaries. No, talk about women and boundaries.
You just completely interrupt me, now and you gonna put it back on me? No, you take the floor.
Because what you were saying, when you talk about female and male, unless you're talking about biological observable differences, woman and man makes more sense because we're talking about something that only exists socially, like that we made up. But
I didn't even know that. I just always say female or male, but I'm glad that you did like just teach me that.
Yeah, because like men should, women should. That's all made up. but like females have ovaries and a uterus. That's not something that's like made up. That's like
Okay.
verbal.
I understand now.
Okay. So, how do you think religion, like religiously imposed morals, impacted the Black Power movement, the Civil Rights movement, and like the Black Lives Matter movement?
Like you mean like them like reacting with violence and stuff sometimes, stuff like that, or
I mean, like, well, we could talk about how do you think that violence is a valid reaction to what they were?
I can't say yes or no to that because they have we have a right to feel how we feel about the stuff that is being done to us.
Yeah.
But then you got people like Martin Luther King who are like don't react with violence and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I really like stuff like that. Really, I don't know because when they was like looting and stuff like during the Mike Brown time and stuff like that. I'm like, what is they gonna fix though?
No, like I think looting is such a dumb thing to do. But I do think responding to violence with violence, I think that's a very fair and like natural human reaction. It's really easy for us to say that they shouldn't until like you getting beat with a nice stick. So
and then I mean, because of course, like, what are you touching me for? Like, you don't have no reason to touch me because I'm using my voice. Now I'm gonna touch you.
Why are you looking at me?
It's your turn to talk.
You're the host.
Oh my god.
Because I'm giving you your floor space. Okay.
Yeah. Cause oh my god.
Have you never like? you really didn't like that female limit. That threw you off. Then I threw you off. I threw you off.
Can you read the question?
We can move on. So, you know how people. My statement is, and you can disagree or agree, and feel how you want to feel. You can't be like homophobic or transphobic and be pro-black because that is an innately anti-black stance because we have gay and transgender black people. That's how I feel about it. And I think that one of the biggest issues within the black community internally is homophobia and like the disregard of other experiences that aren't heteronormative.
Yeah, we both minorities too.
Yeah.
So, but you a double minority, right?
Yeah.
Wow. I think it is valid that you can't be pro-black and then against, I mean, I'm not saying that you gotta.
No, you don't have to be for it. Like, you don't have to wear a pride flag.
Right.
But this is something that you would hear. A white person in 19 whatever, racist white person would have said something along the lines of, I'm okay with black people, let me say, stay over there.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can see how that's a racist thing to say, I'm okay with gay people once they're not around me. Like that is the same sentence being said, but one is clearly acknowledged as racist, and one gets debated on whether or not that's homophobic. When it's like, I just think casual racism and homophobia show up in very, very similar ways, but one is the nod over the other. Like, they don't see the problem with it. So if you're okay with like homophobia, you really shouldn't see a problem with racism. It's just like it's like the next step. It's like the next jump of it.
I think you should just let people do what they want to do. That's literally like my thing. Like, let people live their life how they want to live it. Like, as long as you're not disrespecting me, as long as we're not disrespecting each other, I don't even know what you do.
Thoughts?
I definitely think that. No, I agree. I definitely agree on what you were saying. They should just, like, as they want to present themselves, just let them present themselves on how they want to be. So, yeah.
Okay, but do you think that, like, how big, if at all, do you think that like homophobia is as a problem within the black community?
Explain that.
I think it's a nice side problem.
Like, how big of a problem, if you think it's a problem at all, do you think that homophobia is within the black community? Like, how much do you think that's holding us back from growing as a people?
Honestly, I don't think it's a problem.
You don't think being homophobic is a problem, or you don't think that homophobia is a problem that exists?
I don't think that is a problem in general.
What does that mean? Like, you don't see the problem with being homophobic, or you don't think that it's a problem that exists?
I don't think that it's a problem being homophobic. Nah, I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
But say that Title IX violation was gonna hit something so crazy. Ooh. What's that like name? Chancellor, whatever shit.
Solik.
She would have loved that.
Wow. Wow. I just, like I said, you just let people, live how they want to live. Shoot. I'm cool with gay people. I mean, they some good people.
There really ain't no issue with no gay people for real, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I think that's interesting that, that's good that y'all say that. If someone said, I don't have any issue with black people, like, they cool. Like, that's all they are, they're cool. Mm-hmm. Like, would you find any fault in that sentence? Like, they cool, no?
No.
Okay. That's just my point.
Would you find an issue with that?
If I heard, I can support black people from afar.
Oh no, I'm not saying I'm supporting gay people from afar. I'm cool with y'all. Shit.
Yeah, black people are cool. Like, as long as y'all not doing too much, yeah.
I mean, that's not how I was trying to put it.
No, I'm saying.
Oh, but that's how it's like perceived, basically.
Just whenever you're about to say something like that, just flip who you're talking about and see if it would sound crazy being said to you.
Right.
For whatever demographic you are a part of. That's just my thing. Like, if it can't, even though some things are just about what it's about, but if it really doesn't carry across like intersectionality lines, maybe it's not the best opinion to have.
Like, what would be the right thing to say?
No, I don't know what the right thing to say is. I'm not saying like this is wrong or this is right, but I'm saying if you heard that and it made you feel some type of way.
I'm just like, shit, that's cool. Like,
I actually don't really think there's anything wrong with that sentence. But I'm just saying, if you heard someone say that,
like a white man say, black people cool.
What would be to say about it?
I don't know.
That would be kind of weird though.
Yeah.
Like, black people cool.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Yeah,
so
nigga, we know.
Yeah. So I'm just saying.
Like we know, like y'all cool too though.
Yeah. So I don't really know what the correct thing to say is, but I do know that if you heard it and it made you mad,
why would you offended of that though?
I don't know why they would be offended. I'm saying, but if you are offended by that, and then you said, and you just all you do is switch the people, then you should understand that you're saying something wrong. But if you're not offended by it, and if that sits perfectly well within your soul, that like if a 95-year-old white man came up, it was like, I think black people are okay. Like, I think they're cool. There's nothing wrong with them. And he's from Mississippi. Like, as long as you're okay with that scenario being put in, then there's nothing wrong with it.
I'm probably on
How does that make you feel if a man just said that to you?
I'm probably gonna
or just like in general, you hear him just saying it to somebody.
I'm gonna feel like he don't think we cool for real. Because why are you telling me that?
Exactly.
You're right. I feel you on that.
And that's just what my point is.
I feel you on that. I feel you.
Damn, this real. This real. Wow.
I feel you on that. Certain people think different though.
But y'all cool as fuck though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's just me being genuinely honest.
Yeah, I voted for Obama twice.
Like, get the.
I'm just saying, like, as long as you're consistent with your ideology, then it's fine. But once you start it was fine when I said it then, but not now. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right, Cameron. Some people do think differently, and I can't force you to think away. But just be consistent in what you're thinking. Mm-hmm. And just know that the same tone that blacks are said in is the same dismissive tone that like transgenders and homosexuals are said in. So it's the same thing. So if you're gonna say one, you have to be okay with the other one being said to you.
Right.
That's
absolutely.
Can I introduce the next topic?
Of course.
Our next topic is black Trump supporters.
The lobsters, y'all know when the lobsters start eating the seafood boil when they getting boiled in it because the food is around them.
Oh my God.
Honestly, I don't see how a specific black person would vote for Trump. I don't see why.
I see how a specific one would. I don't see how anyone.
In their right mind?
Yeah, because who was he going up? So when Hillary ran at that time of running, she was the most qualified candidate ever. She had worked in multiple branches of government. She was a civil servant for a long time. And then Joe Biden ran, and he was the vice president before, and then he won. And then Kamala ran, and she had worked in all three offices, legislative, judicial, and executive, which no candidate has ever done. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So when people started, they was like, well, I don't think she's qualified and she did a bad job. Everyone else thought she was qualified. You know, like, the whole state of California thought that she was qualified. That was my thing.
That's what's up. You know, I remember when Kamala was running, they were like, she locked up the most brothers or some shit like that.
My thing is, first off, that wasn't true.
But-
And second off, they was doing crimes.
Damn, I was just gonna say they stop doing shit to get locked up. Like, I mean, you expect to sell work and be free. Like, I mean, you get caught selling work and be free. But I know that, like, you know, shit happens. You gotta do what you gotta do. But at the same time,
But not
you still
the
doing
wrong
something
way.
illegal.
It was illegal when you did it.
Right.
Like, that's my thing. If she they was like, well, she kept locking up black people. Black people kept committing crimes. And then it's not like she locked up 1,000 black people in Montana, where it might only be 1,500 black people in Montana. The amount of people she locked up, considering this population size of her state, makes sense. She worked in California, so obviously the numbers are going to seem really large to the rest of the country, but to them,
It's small.
it's not as big as it seems, because if you have 10,000 people and you lock up 1,000, that's a tenth of the population.
Mm-hmm.
That's way too much. If you have 100,000 people, you lock up 1,000. That's 1%. That's not so that's like the size difference between Missouri and California. So like, so it's like, yeah, she locked up a lot, but it's a lot of them there. It's like, okay, some people got to go to jail. I think as a community, as a black community, we show way too much empathy to criminals.
I agree. I think, like,
Because free will right to his backwards.
Free John, he ain't do nothing, but
He just murdered somebody.
you know.
I don't know. I don't think that. I don't know. You know, I really don't know. I don't think as a black person you should be supporting Donald J. Trump at all.
And my least favorite thing is when they hit, well, Democrats didn't want to end slavery, Republicans ended slavery. Hey, the party switch happened over 100 years ago. You have to let that go. You have to let that go. And then it's just like, well, Abraham Lincoln was a Republican. He would not like y'all. Okay. Anything else?
Mm-mm.
All right. Thank you guys for tuning in to Whatever Comes to Mind podcast. See y'all next time.